It's often said in the health and fitness space to listen to your body. In fact, we've said that probably 1,000 times on this podcast, but sometimes, no joke, that's terrible advice. There are times when you should not listen to your body. In fact, the more times I hop on coaching calls with my trainers, the more times I realize some of you need to ignore your body's signals. And we're going to break it down and explain why.
My body lies.
Yeah.
I have a visual of a client that I remember, like the first time I started trying to teach this to clients, and I remember a guy sitting across from me, must have been 300 something pounds, and I said this to him, and he looked at me all crazy and grabbed his belly and he shook it.
Listening to my body got me.
Listening to my body's got to me. That's the worst advice ever.
Yeah. No, it's so, what this really boils down to, well, I'll tell you some of the calls I've been on. So, here at MINDPUMP, we've now ventured into coaching, not us personally, but we have coaches that we train and develop that now work with people. And so we haven't personally coached people. Now I'm talking about myself and my co-hosts for a long time. And so hopping on some of these calls, it's great because, well, first off, I love it. We all love it. It's just a deep passion. But second, it really brings me back into what it's like to work with people. And sometimes you can get disconnected, especially when I'm talking out into the internet ether here on a show like this. And, I've had a couple calls now where people, either through body dysmorphia or past poor relationships with food, either from, in one case, a severe, situation where there was some anorexia. In other cases, much more insidious and mild. Listening to their body, they don't know how. They don't know how to listen to their body. Listening to their body might make them feel like they're stuffed and feel gross all the time, when in fact they're not eating enough. Or it made me reflect. Actually, one of the calls made me reflect on myself. As a kid growing up, constantly feeling like I was too skinny. Even today, always trying to get more jacked and realizing how crazy that is. I knew as a kid that I had conditioned myself to the point where if I wasn't incredibly stuffed, if I didn't feel like I couldn't breathe, I thought I was hungry.
Yeah, you're still hungry.
Yeah, I have more room. And so listening to my body would have been terrible advice because I didn't know how to listen to my body. The signals didn't make any sense to me. I'd ignored them for so long that what I thought were signals were just my own distortions.
Yeah. There's so many, you've heard me talk about, and the reason why this is top of mind for me, this happened literally last night again. We ordered in last night and, I double ordered, because at that moment I'm hungry and I know what I can eat when I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't even finish the first thing and I like totally wasted the food. And it was another one of those moments of like, I don't know why, it's just out of habit.
Yep.
It's just purely, it's like,
for so many years, you try to get big.
Yes, for so many that doesn't register me as just a ridiculous amount of calories, that I don't even want. Like I couldn't even finish the first thing, and I'm like, what am I doing ordering that? But again, because I've done it for so long, and even though I think I'm very in tune with listening to my body, it's crazy how insidious it can be. Because if you've had these, flip that on somebody who's had behaviors for a very long time of overeating. Some of it's even before we're listening to the body signals, and it's just habit of pouring that much on the plate, or ordering that much food. And it's like learning to first discipline yourself to like pull back and go like, why don't I just try like half of what I thought I need, and then eat it and then go, let me try and listen, right?
There's like a few clear examples I can give. And by the way, if you're listening, you don't have to fit in one of these categories. It could be in between some of these categories. But in one case, for example, or on one side, you would have someone who's always self-medicated with food. And so the result of this is obesity, right? So this is somebody who's like, yeah, I've struggled with my weight my whole life. And you'll often hear this from clients. This person oftentimes never really even feels what hunger really feels like. What they feel is discomfort from not medicating with food. And so to this person, feeling hungry or what they perceive to be hunger, which it's not hunger, is so uncomfortable, and they've constantly muted it, or they've always muted it with food, that this doesn't feel right. And to them, they'll say, I'm starving. I'm totally starving. I have cravings, which cravings are different than hunger. In other cases, you'll have people who have chronically underate.
Yeah.
And oftentimes this is a female, not always, but oftentimes. And this is the girl that is dieted for years and years and years, ate really low calories, overtrained, oftentimes lots of cardio or high intensity type exercise. And then when they try to eat, or when you coach them to eat appropriately, they'll come back and say, I feel uncomfortable. I feel like, in fact, some of them will even say they feel bloated. Mm-hmm. And the conversations I've had with people around this is I'll start to point out what bloat actually feels like. And they'll say, well, I don't think it's digestive issues. Like, well, I think what you're feeling is you're actually eating. And you're used to feeling empty.
Yeah.
And to you, feeling empty is now a source of comfort. And so anything other than that feels like too much. This can also manifest with exercise, where if you're not beating yourself up or feeling exhausted, it's not enough.
It's not enough. It's never enough. I know that's where I was going with this, is just like that propensity to increase intensity. You're just drawn to it. It's a feeling. You know, it's a soreness, it's a sweat, you have all these sort of gauges that you're looking for that brings you value from the workout, when in fact, like, you tend to overdo it and you're not actually progressing. So, you know, progressing isn't even a metric for you. It's like the feeling and like what you're getting out of that pain.
That also can be really insidious too, because many times you also connect that with the best shape you've ever been in your life.
Yeah.
Because many times people were doing that when they're in college or high school or playing a sport, or like they were at peak movement and training. And so they have this identity to that, like, man, that's when I looked great, felt great. Therefore, that's how
rules apply.
That's how I should train. And so that's really tough. Not only those feelings that you get, endorphins that you get, the cortisol spike you get, all that of accomplishment that you get when you walk out of the gym feeling that way, but you've also connected that way of training with, oh, that was when I was in the best.
I had that conversation with someone recently where this woman was a high-level athlete. So, and by the way, high-level athletes, or should I say ex-high-level athletes, so this is someone like in college maybe or high school, competed at high level. Sometimes they can be I would say they're sometimes among the hardest people to coach, because they've identified that.
It's like hardwired in them.
So I was talking with her, and she was like, man, I used to train like this all the time. And I said, were you 40? She's like, well, no. I said, did you have kids? No. Did you have a mortgage? No. Did you have a job? No. I said, it's not the same. Yeah. It is not the same. And oftentimes we got in the quote unquote best shape of our life in spite of the fact that
I was just going to say, Sal, it's not even just that. It's that if you actually trained better when you were in 20s, you would have performed better. Where you thought you were in the best shape of your life, you actually could have been even better than what you were. Right. And that's the part that's hard for people to connect that dot.
Yes, it's very, very difficult. And so this is why, part of coaching is learning how to read these signals. And then when you listen to your body, then you're actually listening to your body and not to signals that are taking you in the wrong direction. So I think the first step with this is to identify your challenges and to really be objective. All right, what are my challenges? I've always struggled with being overweight, or my fear, I should say. This is where I think challenges, this is how you should label your challenges. What are my fears? My fears are I'm going to get fat again. Or my fears are I'm not going to build enough muscle. Or my fears are, and write them out. Write down because those are what's driving a lot of this. Identify these, put them out, and this is the beginning of moving in the right direction. Now, for me, I'll use myself again as an example. You talked about this with workouts, Justin. I have learned to identify that when I feel at the end of my workout that I could do a lot more, that I'm done. That is not how I used to measure my workouts. Yeah. My workouts used to be measured, if I feel like I can do more, I didn't do enough. Now, at the end, if I start to feel like, ooh, I'm toasted. Oops, I went too far. So now I know if I end my workout and I feel like, oh, I could have done another 30 minutes, I'm probably doing the right amount. And so I had to kind of identify those challenges. So write those down for yourself. What are your fears? So a good, another way to put it is like I'm talking to someone, they've chronically underate. I'm trying to get them to reverse diet. And I'll always ask them, What are you afraid of by bumping your calories or eating more? What's the big fear? Like, I'm going to gain a bunch of weight. Okay, let's write that down because that's actually driving. That's behind the steering wheel right now. We need to identify that. The next thing, this is the most difficult, is to follow someone else's plan. So this is how we coach our coaches. We tell our coaches, and this is just true, the most important thing that you can focus on with your client, more important than the strategy and the workout and the diet and the information, is trust. They have to totally trust you because they're going to be leaning on you and not on themselves. So following someone else's plan will allow you to do this. You will get a workout plan. Let's say you get a MAPS program that's appropriate for you, but for most of you, it's not MAPS aesthetic. It's not MAPS split. It's not the crazy ones that we have. It's probably like MAPS anabolic, maybe muscle mommy, probably 40 plus. For many people, 15, MAPS 15. And you'll just follow it and not do what you've always done. Yeah. So you'll trust somebody else's well-written plan and structure and then stick to it and not follow what you've always done in the past, which hasn't worked. Today's program giveaway is MAPS Aesthetic. If you want to win, leave a comment below this video in the first 24 hours that we drop it. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. If you win, we'll let you know in the comments section. Also, all MAPS workout programs, all program bundles, everything, 60% off right now for Black Friday. Go to mapsfitnessproducts.com. Use the code Black Friday for the discount. By the way, every purchase enters you into a contest. 2 people get a 1-week vacation at the MINDPUMP Park City House. 15 people get personal training. 10 people can hang out here at MINDPUMP Studios all day with us and our fitness director. It's all happening right now with the 60% off. Go to mapsfitnessproducts.com. Black Friday is the code.
You guys, real quick, I just want to mention we got a sale. It's up to 25% off equipment and select apparel on our store right now. There'll be $5 items as well. Sale will be from November 20th through November 30th. Go check it out at mindpumpstore.com. There was another point to the earlier one about like fears, and one of them, you know, for me and for it's you don't want to look weak, or you don't like when you're doing these lifts, like you don't want to do what's right for you because it's like I'm gonna go a little bit more because then I don't look like a total puss. You know? And so that being said, like in terms of following somebody else's plan, I think that helps psychologically. It's like, yes, I'm doing this deliberately as it's laid out. So I'm removing my own sort of bias and emphasis on this. It's like I'm just going to do this and trust that it's going to.
Can I just add to this just for you, Justin, because it's so funny. When we don't do this often, actually almost never now, but in the early days of MINDPUMP, we were the ones that were the exercise models for our videos. So we would, if we did an exercise demo, we would be the ones doing it.
Oh, you're gonna throw me.
And you know, when you do this, you want your form to be perfect. The weight you use doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much weight you use.
A lot of fitness people use fake weights.
Yeah. It's just videos. It's just about your technique, right?
Yeah, and we should have done that.
Justin would just throw the weight on. I'm like, bro, you're not working out. You're I'm not doing this with 20s.
Hey, not to mention, you might have to do 15 takes of this.
Yeah, a lot of reps, and then hold, and he's like, wait a minute, I didn't get the shot.
Yeah, dude, take the 45s off, bro. So it is very difficult. But yeah, follow someone else's plan.
Well, that's also part of identifying that this is a challenge for you, is admitting that, hey, I've tried to do this thing on my own for years or decades, and obviously I've gotten here and haven't figured it out. Like, how about I just own that having somebody else guide me through this is probably a better strategy. And so I think that's why one is so important to identify that challenge that you've had for so long. And then the next is to surrender to the process and go like, okay, what if I just let a professional guide me through this and see what it looks like? So important.
You know how much of these coaching calls are like that when I hop on with our trainers? Yes. I tell them, I say to them,
trust
literally,
the process.
I'll say to them, you're going to feel uncomfortable. This is going to suck. You're going to think you're not doing enough. You're going to think you're eating too much. I need just do what we tell you and trust us. And then we won't have to ask you again, because then you'll start to see over time that it's working, and then you'll see. But in the beginning, don't trust yourself. Just trust us. You also want to use and track things that you can measure that are objective. So what is that? Am I stronger? Am I stronger? Am I able to perform the lifts better? Is my sleep better? Do I have more energy? And then connect that to the feelings that are telling you to do more. What I mean by that is, wait a minute, I just added 10 pounds, give you an example. I just added 10 pounds to my squat, but I feel like I should be doing way more. Okay, my feelings are wrong.
Yeah.
Let me just read these objective measures for now and stick with these, because it's, especially strength is a hard one to argue with. Like, if you're stronger, is it working? It's working.
Yeah.
So whatever you think you're doing or you're not doing,
greedy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to tell people this, but avoid the mirror and the scale at all costs.
Yeah,
They
lie, man.
They lie big time. And many times clients are on the right track and they're deceived by what they see in the mirror, and they're deceived by what they see in the scale, because the progress just doesn't work that way. And you would think, well, wait a second, if I'm working out, I'm doing that, I should look better in the mirror. Well, yeah, theoretically, yes, but a bad night of sleep, and watch how puffy you are. Coming off your period, watch how puffy you are. Yep. Eat something that your body didn't agree with digestive-wise, watch how puffy you are. And that puffiness ends up looking like I put on body fat. And people freak out and course correct, when in reality, everything they were doing was okay, and they would be just fine. Same thing works with the scale. All those things that I just listed also retain and hold water, and easily the scale stays the same, or maybe even goes up a pound or two.
Even though you're getting leaner.
Yeah, even though you're building muscle, getting leaner, getting stronger, and then you course correct. And so for most people that are in this situation that we're talking about, like, this is something you don't want to pay too close attention to, because it many times will steer you in the wrong direction.
Totally. You want to question your urges. Your urges are going to feel frantic. That's what they're going to feel like.
Impulsive.
Impulsive, frantic. It's like you're jerking the steering wheel while you're driving straight, and you just want to swerve, even though the numbers are. I'm stronger. I feel better. I'm trusting my coach, or I'm trusting this program that was written by good coaches. Question your urges every time they come, because this is a process of relearning how to develop a relationship with fitness that actually serves you. Okay, so again, if you look back at your relationship to fitness, if it was a stressful, spotty, on and off relationship, we have to build a new relationship, and it doesn't happen overnight. So a lot of it's going to be questioning those urges and those impulses when they come up, and bringing awareness to them. And then finally, you check in with trusted friends. So these are not the people that in your life that don't want to see you do well, that compete with you all the time. You know they are. But these are the people you actually trust. I can't tell you how many times I would have a client come to me with all these fears, and then I learned that this was a coaching method. And I'd say to, Miss Johnson comes in and she's, I don't know if it's working, whatever.
What does your husband say?
What is your husband saying right now?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he says I look really good. And do you think he's lying to you? Well, I think maybe he's just trying to make me feel better. No, I think he's being honest with you. I think he's telling you, because I could tell you're looking really good. So check in with those friends that you trust to say, I'm freaking out a little bit. What do you think? Do you think I'm moving in the right direction? Do I look like I'm healthier?
Objectively, yeah.
The best check-ins, in my opinion, are the people that you trust like that you don't see for 30 days.
Yeah.
Like nothing like a sister, brother, mother, somebody-in-law that's close to you, that loves you, that just hasn't seen you for a 30-day window while you've been on this path, to like really be able to tell them. Sometimes husbands and wives who see each other every single day seem to they typically will still say something positive, but maybe they don't see as much of a change because you're seeing that person change before your eye every day, and it's different versus the aunt or sister-in-law or someone who hasn't seen you in 30 days, and they go, oh my God,
yeah,
you look great. What are you doing?
My asshole friend says something nice. Then I'm like, I'm on to something. Dude.
That's random. That never happens, dude. What's going on here?
I'm like, man, I'm killing it.
I know, I love it. Anyway, Adam, I was going to ask you, because yesterday you had me we haven't done, it's the season.
Yeah.
You had me mix you up a Christmas blend from Organifi.
Every day.
The red juice and the green juice.
Every day now. So it's every day. Well, a couple things. Obviously, you brought up on one of the last podcasts what I'm going through. So still in the fire, unbelievable.
This is for people who know your withdrawal from heavy kratom use.
If you're up to date on the podcast, if you don't, that's what's going on.
Does it help?
It does. Well, so something I didn't disclose on the podcast that obviously while I was kicking something that I thought would be, the fight of my life, I may as well get rid of all the things I think are a cakewalk. So weed, caffeine, everything's going. And so
listen, that's the most Adam thing I've ever heard. I don't know why you do that. You're like on fire.
You're like, fuck it,
you're like, hey,
go.
you're like, hey, can I, hey, over there,
pour some gasoline.
Can you throw some gas on me real quick?
Let's just go.
Let's just do this.
I mean, well, the weed thing was easy. That's nothing to me. So that's
caffeine too.
Caffeine. So what I've done is I dropped off. I'm doing that methodically. Okay. So I mean, you can see my Celsius next to me. So I'd be like, "What? You got Celsius there?" And the way I'm doing that is, so typically when I would drive to work, I would have my first energy drink or coffee. That's replaced now with the Christmas blend, and it really, I swear, I don't notice I have anything left. So I'm already 200 milligrams down.
Awesome.
And I don't feel it. I actually, being honest, I was like, I did kind of go cold turkey for a few days, and I was like, man, I've got a lot of headaches right now.
I don't want to add another headache.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I'm already miserable.
My headache has a headache.
Yeah. And then I remember drinking like a little drink, and then like it went away. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'll do that one a little bit slower.
Yeah.
So that was probably not the best idea. We didn't even skip a beat. Like that that wasn't hard for me at all. Caffeine though, I thought I was going to rip the Band-Aid off. I figured, I'm feeling like shit, may as well go all the way. And then I went, these headaches are a little worse than I wanted while everything else felt terrible. So I did reintroduce some of it back. I've had some days where I only do one, but I've consistently removed one completely off. And the first thing I do in the morning is I have the green juice and the red juice together. And I tell you what, I'm excited that, and I got myself stocked up at the house to make sure so I have no excuses. And it's actually been a really nice way to start. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm going to try and continue that as my first drink, regardless of what I do caffeine in the future. If I cut out completely it's
adaptogenic. So the reason why it feels so good is you have both the red juice and the green juice are adaptogenic. So the red juice with rhodiola and other compounds, and the green juice with ashwagandha.
Yeah.
Rhodiola is more up stimulating, ashwagandha more relaxing.
Yeah.
But they're both adaptogenic, well studied, adapted. And right now, your body's going through a lot of stress. Yeah, and which is probably why it feels so good.
It feels, a lot of times I'm actually having it twice in a day, but I definitely start every morning now with it. And the blend actually tastes good.
It does.
I think it sounds like a weird blend, but the red and the green juice to combine together is a great mix.
Yeah,
so I'm starting off every day right now. So to be continued.
So, did I share on the podcast my experience in LA with Brad? I know I shared with you guys with Bradley Martin, but did I share it on the show? I don't think I did.
Not on the show. Right? No, I mean, you just released the clip.
I watched the episode. Yeah. I don't know if anybody else did. I watched it.
Yeah,
I watched the whole thing.
Clips. Yeah, you told me. You sent me some really, really nice, encouraging texts.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Well, I'll tell you, this is where things get weird for me, man. And this is just spiritual alert for people who are weird about that. But I'll just share the Bradley Raw Talk with Bradley Martin was the first the first time I had publicly given my testimony how I became a Christian. It was the first time I said it publicly. It was a bit scary, but I did it. And I remember this was a year and a half ago, maybe. When I was on his show and I gave it, I remember he sits forward in his chair, takes his hat off, and I could tell something was pulling at him. And we had some conversations afterwards. But then that was it, right? And then after that, I obviously haven't had any fears over being public with my faith or any of that stuff. But it was the first time I did it. Anyway, we had rescheduled me to go down to LA to be on some podcasts, and one of them was his. And leading up to it, I had this do I bring it up? Do I bring up and ask him about if anything's happened with him in this and talk about, faith? Remember, this is Raw Talk. So anybody's familiar with this podcast, this is not you don't talk about these things on a show. And it's his podcast.
It's more likely to be gambling, OnlyFans or something.
Something else. And off air, people off air, Bradley's a really smart guy. Love talking with him. But I just felt like this stirring, but I felt really discouraged. I was feeling really dark. Like what I kept hearing, I was like, don't stay in your lane. That's stupid. Shut up. Talk fitness. Just a lot of crap. And this was the night before. I had gone to LA to spend the night so I could wake up early in the morning and then do this podcast circuit. And this is the thing that I wanted to share. That was just for people, who've experienced this. It's just weird. This happens all the time now. but it's really, really weird. I woke up at 5:30 that morning, and I had gotten a text at 4:27 a.m. from my friend Tim. And remember, the night before and the day before, I was feeling like, don't say anything. Who are you? Like all this like really discouraging, just terrible thoughts. I wake up, it says, "Hey Sal, apologize for the strange text, but God has had your name pop up in my heart this morning. And I don't know why or for what, but the only word I keep getting is encourage." And I woke up to that, and I'm like, oh, what? Like this kind of stuff has been happening. So I get on his show, and that's all we talked about for the full hour. And it was a great conversation. It was really, really great. I felt not confident at all, which I say it's great because for me, that's great. I never don't feel confident on camera or talking. In fact, I feel too prideful. So sitting there talking in a way was just, so it's new for me, but it was awesome afterwards.
It was really good. It was an incredible conversation, very authentic the way it flowed. I thought he asked good, hard questions.
There were real questions too.
Yeah, they were good, hard questions. I think, for someone who wasn't prepared really for that, I thought you did a great job answering and responding to him. It was a good conversation.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see the people respond. I'm most curious about him post, because my experience with him post is he's this great emotional guy, says all these things, and then he kind of disappears off in the wind. And has he continued to converse with you or ask you questions?
Yeah, we text, and he is a good guy. You know what it is? I can't imagine what it would be like to be in his shoes. He was the original.
What do you mean you can't imagine what it's like to be?
Well, let me explain. He was young when it first happened to him.
Yeah,
he was the first fitness influencer dude. Like he was really one of the first ones.
Yeah,
blew up that way.
Yeah,
got lots of attention for his
antics,
his body, lots of attention. Built a business around it, very successful business. So, but when you meet him off air, there's so much more to him than those types of things. So that's got to feel like a struggle. And when I was on his show, he talked about this a little bit too, that and you've talked about this. All of us have experienced this, but I've heard you talk a lot about this. You'll get these things that you think are going to make you feel a particular way, whether it's money or fame or respect that you think. And then you're like, this is empty. Yeah. This is not giving me what I thought. So, and that's kind of a little bit about, what we talked a little bit about on his podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he's wrestled with this for years though now. I mean, the very first time we've now done, we did his podcast collectively like
6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was like the where he was at in his life back then. So, I mean, you're talking about 6 years later, you've been on there twice since then. Each time he kind of expresses this. He's obviously wrestling internally with this. He obviously has this. I mean, this to me is I don't think enough people on the outside realize how, and we talked a little bit just recently, so not to beat a dead horse here, because I did just bring this up on the podcast, that, that these people become the algorithm. They experience fame and attention and love and adoration for this character that they build. And I think all of them come with a very pure intention originally, hey, I'm going to put myself out there, give good information, share with people, share my life, do this stuff. And then, but how it creeps in is, the algorithm tells you like, oh, this gets you more attention and that gets you more attention.
And the people are coming around you are because of that. And they know you for it.
And then you get more of that. And it's just like this snowball effect. And the first time you do something that kind of goes viral that you manufactured or you did, it's like, it wasn't really totally myself. I mean, it was me, but I also staged this or did that, and then you justify it because whatever reason, and then it's this slow drift, and then you wake up 6 years later, super famous, everybody knows your name, and you're around everybody, got millions of followers, you're making millions of dollars, and you don't know who you are. Yeah. And
extreme example of that is Liver King.
Oh yeah,
that really twisted him.
Think about that.
Really twisted him.
I think the only reason why that's an extreme example is because of the Netflix documentary, however. But I think there's tens of thousands of examples right in front of everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
Everybody listening right now is following hundreds of these people.
Yeah.
Hundreds of them, at least hundreds, if not thousands of them you're following that have gained all this popularity and fame online through doing things that feed the algorithm.
Well, you see this with a lot of the modalities and like
Yes.
real strong stances towards like this method or this nutrition only.
Yes.
And it's just very like they've leaned into it so hard, they've cornered it. Like
Yeah.
you can't get out
Paul
of it.
Saladino.
Yeah,
Carnivore.
exactly.
And then he comes out and he's like, hey, I have honey. And then boom, gets hammered by his people. And maybe
Yeah.
throw a little fruit in. Boom, gets hammered by his people.
Yeah.
Dr. Mercola, he was the keto guy.
Yes.
He was the no carb, carbs are bad guy.
Yeah.
Literally just posted an article about how avoiding carbs all the time is bad for your thyroid.
Yeah, well, it almost
You know?
and to this discussion, it's like it almost makes it unreasonable for them to be reasonable, you know, because they don't get any kind of benefit to that. Because the more like crazy stance they take, the more like opposition, the more views, attention, and all that, and people they draw into their camp. And so it's like it really doesn't benefit them to be, to entertain like a more of a nuanced approach.
I mean, to me, it's what we're watching right now in real time for us, and our generation in particular was here before and is here now and will be here after. But it's the changing of the guard for celebrity.
Yeah.
Like, and we talk all the time about how fucked up celebrities are, right? Like they're the ones that commit suicide, get on all these drug rehab, things like that. But this is the new celebrity is social media and the ability to do it. And everybody thinks they want it because it seems so sexy right now. One of the things I don't know, one of the things I've been most proud about, and thank God that we were in our early 30s when we started this, that we kind of were on the other side of like, no, I don't want that kind of attention. That didn't sound sexy to any of us. So much to the point that when we created all of our names, it was business first, then us, and all we talk about off air is like, can't wait the day that I can just shut my shit down.
You know what else was
Opposite of what we see.
You want to know what else was a saving grace? Is that, and this is just, I think this is just a total blessing. We're surrounded because of each other by guys that will not allow that to happen.
Right.
We will call each other out.
Yeah.
Right.
Imagine if it was by yourself.
Yeah.
And you're doing it all on your own without.
I wish more people had that like built-in accountability.
I know what would happen if if it started to blow up for me. For sure, one of you guys or all of you guys are going to let me know, and I'm going to get it. And same thing for you guys. A lot of people don't have that. And so they're just on their own.
That makes, since you're talking about Bradley Martin and his show, it makes me so curious about, remember he had his two close friends that were a part of his business early on that no longer are
falling out.
And I wonder if that was part of that stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah, because it is helpful having your boys close to you to rein you back in if we were to think that. Although, I don't know. I mean, you're most likely we would have to rein you in, but I don't feel like we had to do that.
What reined me in,
right? I mean, he's most likely the one we'd have to rein in.
Well, I think all of us in different ways. I mean, all of us in different ways, would have to get reined in. But
I'll silent voice in this.
I'll just speak to, I'll just speak to myself. I respect you guys so much that you don't have to say much, but I also trust that you would if it got a little got out of hand. But we all kind of have little checks and balances, and we all respect each other. And so that's what I'm saying about the blessing. Like we've never had. I mean, have you ever had that?
What I mean by you are most likely not your personality, but of who you have to be on the show.
Sure. Right.
So the brand is built around you.
Yeah.
So you are forward facing the most from the brand. So you're more likely.
Oh,
you're representing.
So it's more like. So I don't mean by your personality. I mean like it's more likely your ego would get fed the most in that area, and I think that you've resisted that since day one.
For sure.
I think that you take that position because you recognize you're best in that position. And Justin and I and Doug aren't here to argue that. We're like, no, I should be the guy. I should be the guy. I want to be the guy.
Dude.
So I think that it works. Like if there was 3 Bradley Martins sitting here, right?
Yeah.
There would probably be a lot more pool of like, I could be the guy or I want to be the guy, but.
I really think people need to, and
It is unique.
I've communicated this to my kids, not that they care, but I think it's important. Attention like that is a curse.
Hell yes, it is.
I bet if you took 100 people and you gave all 100 of them sudden social media fame, that 99 of them, or maybe 100 of them, would turn out worse from it. It is not a good. And what's crazy, you know what's crazy to me about this? The world glorifies celebrities even with their like you talk about like their brilliance, committed suicide at 24, overdosed at 30. And we're talking about how amazing they were and brilliant they were, not the tragedy and how terrible, and not identifying like Marilyn Monroe would have probably been better off had she not gotten famous. Jimi Hendrix probably would have been better off had he not gotten famous, So I think it's a curse probably always. And, especially if you're young. Oh my God. Imagine if you're young and you get this confirmation that you're so
all
awesome.
Our idols growing up were they got fame real quick, and they were known for their thing. They were the best of their thing. And they died, and they left us. And that was like legend. Yes,
it's crazy.
That was everybody.
It's a fake love. That's why.
Yeah,
it's not a real love, right? Like, this weekend was my birthday weekend, right? So I was with a very small, close knit group of friends, and it's not publicly shared. It's not anybody, nobody else knows about it. It's like, and the love in the room is undeniable and goes all the way back to where I was a kid and stuff like that. And I've also been in rooms where we have hundreds of people there to see us and lining up for hours to talk and meet us. And it feeds the ego in that moment.
Sure.
But and maybe some of those people say, "Oh, I love you," and say things like that. But it's not real love. It's not like those people don't know all of me or all of my faults or all of who I am. You know what I'm saying? They know me from a personality on a podcast that for an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different type. And I think it's easy to fall in the trap to thinking that's real love, and then you fall in love with that, and then it turns on you. Mm-hmm. And then you all of a sudden are like, wait, these people all love me. Now they say these mean things about me, and they're like, and it can flip. And on the internet world, it can flip on a dime like that.
Oh God! Or just imagine if you're adored by millions of people because of your beauty, and then you get old.
Yeah.
Wow, what a hard fall that would be. What's my value? Who am I? I'm getting old now. That's why you see celebrities with the. Sometimes you'll see this.
It's real weird.
You're like, what did he do to his face? Or isn't it somebody telling them that they don't look human anymore with all the procedures?
Do you guys think that we'll see? Because we don't. Most kids today don't want to be a movie star or a TV star, right?
They want to be an influencer.
They want to be an influencer, right? Mm-hmm. But do you think that's because do you think the reason why they don't want to be a movie star or a superstar, do you think that because enough people have seen the rehab shows?
No, I just think the new celebrities are social media.
Yeah.
And so you still
attention.
So you think that it's the
same.
Like, I feel like it's more well known all the issues that celebrities have, or am I off base?
They still are glorified. They're still totally glorified. Yeah. It's still about how great they were at this one thing, whether it's a sport or playing music or fashion or whatever. And because of the attention that the world puts on this and elevates them, you think that's it.
It's just the size of the screen that's changed, really.
That's
about it.
Good. Wow. Good way to say it. Yeah. Screen size has changed, but nothing's changed.
Yeah, it's the same game.
It's wild, man. I was just at the Brandon Lake concert yesterday. You guys know Brandon Lake?
Oh, you went to it?
Yeah.
Where was it at?
SAP Center.
Oh, it was
right here in San Jose. Was awesome.
Dude, how many Christian concerts have you made now? I think you're like,
was this 5 now?
4? 3 or 4?
Right.
Ask me how many concerts I went to before.
I was just gonna say we couldn't get you out for a concert for a decade. Now all of a sudden you've gone to 5.
Crowd.
I was laughing because there's this like band called Skillet, and they're like a Christian band, and they're great. But like,
wait, Skillet's considered Christian?
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me?
Skillet is Christian
forever.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The same Skillet? No way, bro.
It's a rock band. But anyways, they're like just a basic rock band, but they just came out with like a Christmas song, and they had like a breakdown, like a heavy metal breakdown. Me and my friends were dying because it's like, like they got all like heavy all of a sudden. We're like, what?
This Skillet? Monster, Awake, all that?
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, it's a Christian band.
Dude, that's great. No, it was Yeah, you're gonna get us.
Really? Yeah. I had no idea they were a Christian band.
Dude, I got to tell you guys.
Anyways,
I
sorry,
gotta tell you something.
sorry. You just like.
I know, me too.
I mean, I've been listening to them forever, and I just didn't. I'd never.
Well, yeah, a lot of them start out like so like Evanescence or like and they kind of like
Yeah, now I'm gonna like really listen to the lyrics harder. Like I don't think I mean I just love the beat and a lot of the stuff. Like I mean I listen to it with Max all the time.
They were around like because like the POD era. And so this is back when we were like.
They've also done a lot of cool collabs too.
Yeah,
they've done some sick collabs.
So we've seen quite a few concerts.
Well, Brandon Lake's unapologetic. His lyrics are straight.
He's like,
but he's mainstream, right? You guys, I mean, you guys have seen his music's hit the top of the charts. It was such a great environment. It was just wonderful. So many people praising and just a great. I love that environment. At the end, he's asking people if they want to come to Christ, and you have all these people raise their hand. But anyway, at one point, he's at the front and he's like, "Hey," I'm not supposed. This was unplanned. He goes, "But I saw this guy's Instagram. He was singing some of my music, and I see him in the front row, and I want to go up to him." He walks up to him. There's this guy that performs with our worship team at church. His name is Isaac. And he was born with some kind of genetic disorder where he's in a wheelchair. His bones are very frail. He's this little guy, but he's got this wonderful voice. And he sings on a worship team. And it was him. And
no way.
He brings the mic up to him like, "Isaac, that guy sings at our church." And he sang one of the songs, to one of Brandon Lake's songs to the whole arena.
No way.
It was so wild to see him, dude.
That's
it was
cool.
so great.
Oh, how cool.
Bro, that kid, let me tell you about him. He's this great singer, great performer. He released this one song that in the Christian world went really well. But when I first saw him on stage, he tells a story, and he said this line that got me so choked up. He said, "The very lungs that the doctor said would not survive and be able to take a breath now can praise the Lord in song." And he sings. I'm just like, oh my God, dude. But he comes out and it was just so cool to see this kid.
Dude, I just wanted to meet you, bro. So I saw a video of Isaac singing some of my music at church. It blessed me so much, dude. And there's this anointing on your life to lead worship. Such a purity on your life. I was so moved by it. I was curious if you wanted to sing a little something for everybody. Do it.
How random of all the people that he's seen.
Yeah.
Does that kid have a big following?
I guess on TikTok he does.
Because I mean, I'm
He
surprised.
does, right, Dylan? Yeah, he's got a big following.
Did
on
you
TikTok.
know that before?
I didn't know he had such a big following.
Oh, so that's so funny. So,
I just know when I hear him sing on stage, he does a great job.
That's what
I know.
What
So
a crazy
cool.
small. Did a lot of people from your guys' church go?
Well, we went with a group of
you guys
people
did.
from church, and then I ran into people, and then I saw some fans, some MINDPUMP fans. I ran up to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
That's
It
cool.
was a good time, man. I'm going to be going to more of those. Speaking of music,
Charging your
you're going to
battery.
like this, Justin. Study
All right.
comes out with, and you're always talking about, or you often talk, I'll pull up the study, of how music is just so beneficial for us.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So this
I'm
is a-
very
a-
affected by it.
This study came out of Monash University, and it says, this is the summary, older adults who regularly listen to music or play music appear to have significantly lower risks of dementia and cognitive decline.
Oh, good.
The data suggests that musical engagement could be a powerful, enjoyable tool for supporting cognitive resilience and aging. And I believe this. I believe this because I've seen the data on how music engages and lights up the brain. Nothing lights up the brain and engages the entire brain the way that music does. Like both the logical, the creative,
Is it
the
more than
mathematical.
Do you think that that attributes to more of like right brain activity that's not getting activated? Like being that most people are pretty left brain and their like focus is very much like and tasks oriented and like getting things done and very
Well, yes, maybe, but also listening to music gets people to learn math faster.
I know.
It gets people
crazy.
to do things that you would consider like these logical, linear,
Yeah, music is math. It's if you break it
the
down.
beats, the sounds. I mean, you can make it as a formula. AI has figured it out. It makes music now. And the way it makes music is not because it's creative, it's because it knows the formula. And think about how it affects your memory. You listen to lyric, you'll remember.
Oh, your ABCs.
Everything.
Yeah.
So I think it's so cool that they're connecting it to the. What's wild to me is how we take music out of schools because we thought it wasn't valuable.
Not all schools.
Yeah.
Not all
Yeah,
schools.
they're bringing it back in a lot of schools.
Yeah, no, dude. I mean, you keep hearing me talk about ours. I think it's crazy. They all song, dude. All songs. Kids are all the stuff that he learns are songs. That was the big thing that number blocks when I told everybody about that cartoon was like huge for Max because they sing all the numbers. So when he was super little, he was like doing all this crazy math. I don't even think he knew the math he was doing until later on.
Do you know how people before because books, when the printing press came out, everybody, most people could get a book. But before that, the only people that could afford books were people who had a lot of money because it took a lot of work to write one book. It had to be written by hand. The way that people passed on knowledge information was song.
Yeah.
And it was so accurate. It's so accurate that decades or hundreds of years later, when they finally wrote it down, there was nothing lost because people were singing these.
Song and story.
Yeah,
Those are the
dude.
two most powerful ways to communicate.
What's even more trippy though is like to think to do that.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah, like the first.
Well, I don't know where it came from, but I mean, I think even as someone, just scientifically minded, it is wild.
Yes.
It is really wild how music does that.
Yeah, it's like we've unpacked that and like we have the science now to break all that down. But it's like some cave dude said that to him and started.
Oh, there was something crazy that I was looking at over the weekend, and it was like a video. They're describing about backwards speak and how the CIA was like really interested in this, and I had no idea. So back in the 70s, you remember where that whole thing with like Led Zeppelin, you play it backwards, you kind of hear like, I worship Satan, crazy stuff like that, or like. So they started to go through. There's a guy that's like famously was trying to kind of like take public figures, politicians, and then break down their speeches and then like find areas where you could hear phrases. And so you could
Going
actually
backwards.
find backward speak within. And so there was like, I mean, it's very pseudoscience and all this, and it's been like kind of rejected, but like sometimes it just like nails, like you're like weird, like the moon landing, stuff like that. Like, and you'll get like Neil Armstrong and he'll go through his speech and he'll do a backward speech. And it's just like, I'm a fraud. And like, this
No
is-
way.
Yeah. And it's like, this is all fake. And it's all like, it's really, really interesting. But what's interesting is that the CIA was the only one that still really cares about it and uses this and has been able to extract some of this from like planning of terrorist attempts and, true intention of certain politicians. And then, so I just thought I never had heard about this, being that like your subconscious actually has a voice of its own. And it's like, you're kind of communicating that to yourself.
Oh,
And so that's what they're trying to break down.
You want to know what? So by the way, for people who are like, okay, whatever, CIA, they get so much funding, both on the books and off the books.
Yeah.
that they find places to spend money
They've done wild things with it.
that we know of.
Men who stare at goats, like you've heard about all
Yes,
this.
my favorite like whatever conspiracy theory is how the Large Hadron Collider is being used to communicate to people from other or beings from other dimensions.
It's basically a Stargate.
Yeah, and then we're giving getting information from them and all that stuff. So
Well, there's another. Okay, I really got into like. Have you guys ever watched the show The Y-Files?
no,
Oh, it's great. But the guy really breaks down like information, factual information. Then he has like a part at the end where he's like, he debunks it all, or he's like, there's some truth to this part of it, and so he's at least somewhat measured with it all. But like he was talking about these Sumerian, they're like, I don't know how they make cuneiform, where they're like these it's etched into these rollers.
Okay.
And you can like roll it on clay. Or you can roll
so it writes out.
it writes out and so apparently there was a bunch of these different ones scattered, throughout Sumeria or Iraq or wherever that is. And then apparently like there's this whole like conspiracy where, us getting into Iraq was actually to try to acquire these because they told the technical means to create some of those like Stargates and like
wow.
Sounds
open
like
up
a
some of
Nicolas
these
Cage
wormholes.
movie to me.
I know. That's what I thought. I was like, dude, this is totally like one of those sci-fi.
This is something I'd watch with
National
Justin.
treasure.
I was like, I was hooked. I'm like, dude, this is my kind of shit right here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, how much of it, like it's I always trip out on like because we get I mean, shoot, we have an ad today with Joovv and I trip out on the science of that. It's just like
this sounds like magic.
it's like but it's from like the 40s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
no.
that's
like,
all verified. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you shine a red light on you and you get those health benefits.
Yeah, well, it's radiation. That's
that's-
it. It's red light radiation. It actually works.
Well,
and
but-
then the data on it's been like decades.
exactly. My point of attaching it to your conspiracy theory conversation here is just like we're like the science that gets trickled to us that we get all excited about like today and stuff like that. It's like that was so long ago, and it's like what's cutting edge right now that you have no idea is cutting edge because you don't get to know what it is, and it won't even get released to you for like. Isn't there
How long is it going to take till it's proven? Like because. Sometimes like that there's some bits of truth in it, but like how long? Well, how many years are we going to be able to like come into that technology?
Well, the
that knowledge?
Blackbird was it the S?
Yes, it was like 50 years
They
earlier.
invented it in the like 71, and I think we found out like way later.
Yeah.
or maybe even before. It was like the fastest. Still, I think it's still considered the fastest that we know of. The fastest plane. It's the
why-
stealth bomber.
It's just funny for me. It's people that just discard stuff right away. Like, oh, you're fucking stupid, and that's not like there's nothing to that. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because most things like the people have told me that were stupid and like totally irrelevant
Turned out
are
to be
like
true.
completely true now.
No.
Well, I'd be interested if there's somewhere you can find, Doug, like what the estimation is on how far we are behind the general population on what we have the capabilities of science-wise.
I think they only release things when they feel like they have to, or when they have the next technology.
or there's a lot of money to be made.
Yeah, like the stealth bomber that we used.
Always a hustle.
We used in Iraq the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd had that for a while. And I feel like that they used Iraq, like, let's just show everybody, because we have already something else that's way more advanced. So we'll use this now.
But I mean, to kind of tie back in some of the Iraq stuff, like they actually like went through these Sumerian museums and there was an organized effort of theft. And they're like, this wasn't just random people stealing stuff. Like it was organized, meaning it was probably like some kind of military involvement.
Do you know who was super into this weird stuff? Was the Nazis.
Yeah,
They
I know,
invested
exactly.
a lot of time and money in the occult.
Perfect
really?
example.
Yes, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's why it's funny because you think Indiana Jones and all that. This is a great story.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of truth. Like, they were going after the occult, like all these different ways to get the spirit of destiny. They were trying to find like, all that stuff.
Speaking of Joovv, just for people, so red light therapy definitely works. You probably already know what it is. Joovv is the red lights that they use in studies because there's a lot of crappy ones out there. But they're more expensive because they're legit. Their Black Friday is going on right now.
What are they doing?
Huge discounts.
Really?
Huge.
they never do.
discounts.
So that's
Yes.
You got to
Yeah,
get
in
on
fact,
that.
Doug, I think, told me like one of their big units was what did it say there?
So you get up to $1,000 off,
Oh wow!
and they also have payment plans.
0% financing.
Oh, wow.
available. Yeah,
That's rad.
So for as little as $38 a month, you can have one.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. This is like, listen, if you've read the studies on red light therapy, and there's tons, helps with your skin, helps with recovery, raises testosterone, regrows hair. This is all legitimate. Just look it up yourself. But Joovv is expensive because, again, it's the real deal. This is the time to get it. They only do this once a year, and it's the discounts are massive.
By the way, I want to bring up that we have some giveaways going on for
More.
Black Friday. I just want to mention in particular about the Mind Pump Park City House.
Yeah.
It has Joovvs there, by the way.
Okay.
But we're also giving away 2 1-week stays at the Park City House for the Black Friday.
That's right. So 60% off every MAPS program, every program bundle, and every purchase gets you entries.
Also,
yes.
Also, this is the time of year when that house gets filled up fast. So if besides the chance to win, if you're somebody who's looking to go out there, go skiing in Park City or spend the winter out there, winter is the time when everybody wants to get out there, and you go to, what is it, mindpumprentals.com?
Yes, correct.
Yep.
Yeah. Paleo Valley meat sticks are delicious, high in protein, on the go snacks. They're clean. They're amazing. They're not dry. They're the best. Go check them out. And right now they're having a buy one, get one free on some of their best sellers, including the beef sticks, bone broth, the organ complex, and their superfood bars. Go to paleovalley.com/mindpump. That link will get you a discount. Back to the show.
Our first caller is Dawn from Washington.
Hi, Dawn.
How you doing, Don?
Oh, good. It's so good now.
How can we help you?
So I wrote the email a couple of months ago. Few things have changed, and it's a novel. So I know you guys have access to my novel, so I cut it down for you. And I got to put it on my reader. Sorry, that's part of being 54. Hi, Sal, Adam, Justin, and Doug. I originally wrote you a novel about 2 months ago, and I know you have access to it, so I will cut it down today. I found you guys about 3 months ago now, and I think it was meant to be because you are exactly what I have been looking for, and I have binged all the episodes all the way back to May. I am almost 54 years old, wife of 29 years, and proud mother of a 19-year-old son. A little history on my physical journey. I was not allowed to play sports as a youth, but desperately wanted to because I was naturally athletically gifted. So once I left home, I got heavy into fitness all through my 20s, receiving double certifications in personal training and aerobics instruction. Keep in mind, this is in the 90s when aerobics was a thing. Working at Gold's Gym, the Alaska Club, Elmendorf Air Force Base in Anchorage, Alaska, and basically became a gym rat. I competed in fitness competitions, was a bikini model. During this time, I met the man of my dreams, and over the next 20 years, we became fat and happy together. I didn't care if I ever stepped foot in a gym because I had burnt myself out. In 2006, we had our amazing son, and as we all know, that becomes priority number one, and my health got shoved on the back burner. I tried every fad diet known to man to try to get the extra weight off without doing what I knew in my head I needed to do. When my son went to middle school, I found myself with a bit more time on my hands for various reasons, and this is when I found my CrossFit family. I know what you're going to say, and for the most part, I agree, because over the course of the 6 years I have been doing it, I have torn a bicep, wrecked my knee, and partially torn my supraspinatus. I've become the queen of scaling at the box, and now I've cut my workouts from 5 to 6 days a week to 3 to 4 times a week, and recently added in 2 days of Pilates a week. Unfortunately, 3 weeks ago, I fell down the stairs and re-injured my shoulder and bicep, but I'm getting shockwave therapy and working my way back. When our son went to college, my husband and I decided to invest in our health and both got on tirzepatide, which has been a godsend for both of us. I'm down 27 pounds, and after my latest DEXA scan just about 2 weeks ago, I'm down almost 4% body fat as well, but still have a ways to go since I'm sitting at 27%. I'm 5'2", 135 pounds, and with all that, can I gain muscle with one of your programs and still continue to do CrossFit? Because honestly, I cannot give that up entirely. They are my family, and I just love them too much.
Okay. All right, Don. So,
A lot here.
yeah. There's a lot. So what's
Are we still? Wait, are you still on the GLP-1?
Yes.
Okay,
I
this is
came
gonna
off
get
it for a month in hopes that I could kind of do it, but the cravings just came right back, and I'm not at the end of my journey. So I got back on it after a month off.
So we want to do GLP-1, we want to do CrossFit, and we want to do one of the mass programs. And
I mean, the short answer is no. But
not what you want to hear.
Let's look at
out something
let's
here.
look at priorities, like most important things for you. Okay, so what do you want out of this? Most importantly,
Well, to be honest with you, because of all that I went through in like that 20-year time span, when I found CrossFit, it was the only thing since when I was personal training people, it was the only thing that like I craved and I wanted to go to the gym and I couldn't stay away from the gym. So that's what I want. I want to maintain my consistency, but I really, really, truly believe in the power of muscle and longevity, and I want to be a strong grandma someday. So I would really like to put on muscle.
okay. So I'm gonna create little. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit and just kind of paint a picture, and then I'll ask you that question again. Okay. So I crave it. I can't stop it. I've had 3 injuries since I started doing it. And I've had issues with exercise in the past that have burnt me out to the point where I stopped completely, let myself gain a bunch of weight. Let me ask you that question again. What is the top priority for you, Dawn?
Longevity, muscle.
You got to stop.
Yep.
You got to stop.
It's not the path.
You got to stop. If that's true, because your actions right now are not saying that. What your actions are saying is that you value the addiction. And it is an addiction. Well, in fact, what you described was
you've connected CrossFit the same way to your old patterns.
What do you mean by that?
Well, there was a time in your life when you were a bikini model, you were training, you were a savage in the gym, and there's a part of you that missed that limit, but you knew that burnt you out, and you have found there's something in CrossFit that gives you a taste of that same feeling.
Yeah.
And that feeling is what led you to burning out. And we're at that path again. And this is difficult when people attach that to like, man, this feels so good when you do it. It's like there's such a better path for you that is way less resistance, way less difficult, and is sustainable for the rest of your life. But it's not through reducing your calories as low as they probably are right now, training in a CrossFit mentality, and then slapping maps on top of that. That will just get you quicker to that burnout or injury going that pathway.
Yeah. So think of it this way, okay? There's a relationship with this that is very similar to what someone may have with an addictive substance, okay? And this is obviously a little extreme, but I love alcohol. I love the way it makes me feel. I enjoy it. I had a DUI. My wife kicked me out of the house, and my liver enzymes are through the roof. That happened over the last 6 years. But I don't want to stop it. I love it. My best friends drink. We hang out together. We have so much fun. So you can kind of hear what that sounds like. When you come off of a substance, or when you break free or you try to break free from that relationship, what do people always experience?
Withdrawal.
So this is going to suck. If you really want longevity, Dawn, there's going to be a period of you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. There's going to be a withdrawal. There's something there that you crave that you're going to get withdrawal from when you stop. But if you want longevity, you have to do it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't stop, the injuries and the challenges are going to get worse.
Oh, your body will stop you. Whether it stops you now, a year from now, 2 years from now.
And just so you know, this kind of training, and I'll just generally say overtraining, okay? Overtraining, beating yourself up, has a very high mortality rate. It's not great. Like when they analyze the hearts of extreme athletes, they look like somebody who doesn't work out and doesn't eat right. And it's because the stress is involved, that constant, the constant stress that they're doing to themselves. So there's going to be a withdrawal here that's going to happen from breaking up with this addiction.
I don't even know, honestly, if it's the addiction to the exercise, because the amount that I scale now is like, it's pathetic. It puts me in like the novice beginner category. I think I'm more addicted to the people than I am the actual exercise. I just want to see the people. So I'm wondering if, like, could I
Still meet with
ask
them.
the owner if I can just go to the gym while they're doing their workout and do my lifting instead of doing the WOD?
Well, here's
okay
why I
with that,
don't.
if you could.
Here's why I don't believe you.
Well,
I believe that you. I believe you believe
like,
yourself.
I'm gonna go to the bar and go hang out with the friends, but I'm not gonna have the beer.
Well,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
it
That's
don't-
what. That's, I mean, if we're gonna continue with Sal's analogy, I mean,
Don,
that's
the scaling back. The scaling back.
Are they going to want to pull you in while you're there?
And it wouldn't have resulted in 3 injuries the last 6 years.
Yeah.
So, however much you think you're scaling back, it's inappropriate. What you're doing is inappropriate. You wouldn't have had 3 injuries. Do you know how many injuries you should have over the last 6 years with appropriate exercise?
None.
0.
Yeah, 0.
Yeah, 0. 1 is a lot. One would be like a freak accident.
Yeah.
So, and I know what's happening right now because I do this to myself. I'm like, oh, well, actually, this is the thing that I want, and this is what I like, and so you're gonna have to break up with it and go in a completely different direction. It's gonna be really hard on your own. I would say this. I think your fail rate would be high with trying to break up with it unless you work with a coach. I think working with a coach who can kind of walk you through, because it's going to
That's
suck.
the only path,
It's going to
yeah.
suck for a few months. I mean, I'm just going to be straight up. For a few months, you're going to be like, this sucks. Like, I feel like I'm barely doing anything. But then once your body starts to feel better, once you start to see, oh my God, it looks like things are working.
The other side of this is amazing.
Yeah, then you'll get peace. You'll
other
have
s-
joyful peace with exercise.
The other side of this is double, maybe triple, depending on where your
Healing.
calories are at. Less volume and training and intensity, more muscle on your
More
body,
energy.
more metabolic flexibility, better libido, better. I mean, there's so much on the other side once you get there, but it is going to be rough for a couple of months. Would you be open to working with a coach?
Oh yeah, 100%. I will need something because I can't do it on my own. That, I think, like I said, that was my encouragement with the box, was the people and the community and the atmosphere and the encouragement.
Yeah, I
Don,
get that.
Don, I have high hopes now. I
get
heard you
that.
say something that is very powerful. Whenever I've worked with someone or trained somebody, and trainers know this, when they say I can't do this on my own, someone in your position, that's like the big first step. The rest now is like you put it on your coach. I think we're going to be okay. I'll have somebody call you.
outsource.
We'll take care of you,
I'm going to have someone call you, Don.
Thank you. Thank you.
guys.
You're gonna love it. Listen, I want you back on in 3 months, okay? So we'll get it. We'll check back in with you, and I think this will be a very different conversation.
I'm very hopeful, but I'm very nervous and very scared.
Of course you are.
That's why we got you.
Completely new
The fact
protocol
that
for
you're
you.
open to that and you're willing,
Yeah.
that you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
You're going to be okay. That's our job now.
Yeah, you're lovely. This will be. You put it on us. We got you.
Yeah.
Will do. Thank you guys so much. I can't even tell you, this has been a real difficult place to come to, but it's when you wake up every morning so sore you can barely get yourself down the stairs. It's like, okay, something has got to give here.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
Don, I'm excited for you. I'm excited to talk on here again in 3 months because it's going to be a different tune. For
That's
sure.
right.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate
Don.
it.
All right.
So this is just for the trainers that might be watching right now, and even people who might identify with Dawn. So what you just saw, there were a couple things there that you saw that, just we've trained a lot of people, so we could kind of see this oftentimes. But you might do this yourself, or if you're a trainer, you'll see this in a client. Now, it's not bad. It's actually great to validate how someone feels, but sometimes you got to call them out. And so she literally sandwiched a statement with 2 contradictory statements. I've had 3 injuries. And then, I've scaled the intensity down so much. I'm barely doing anything. It feels great. And then I called her out and said, I don't believe you. And then how did she close that conversation? Yeah, something's got to change. I can't be this sore walking down. It's like, obviously.
Yeah.
That second time when she said I scaled it back, she was lying, but more importantly, she was lying to herself. Right. And this is where it gets very difficult.
We didn't even get into
Totally different narrative in her head.
we didn't even get into how obvious this is for us too, because the fact that she's on a GLP-1 also tells me she's probably really low calorie.
yeah.
And somebody
And
with,
doing 4 days a week in CrossFit.
yeah.
That's already way too much.
Overtraining, yeah, on top of being under calories.
That's right.
Oh, I mean, if anybody who's ever looked at, we wrote a program for people on GLP-1s, and if you saw the recommendation for exercise and movement, it is
minimal,
very minimal.
minimal.
And somebody who is eating that low a calorie, your goal is to just try and save as much muscle. You are not in build muscle mode. You cannot build muscle on 1,000 or 1,200 calories a day, especially with that much activity like CrossFit. So it was only a matter of time that she was her body was going to give. So I'm glad we caught her, and I'm glad she's open. The fact, because that to me, that was everything. It's like when I ask that question and they go like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe," or this or that, then you're like, "This ain't gonna happen." But she was very open to it. So
Our next caller is Joe from Illinois.
Joe, what's up, Joe?
how you doing, Joe?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. How can we help you?
Good. So I'm 20 years old. I'll just read straight from my email here. I'm about 6'4", 185 pounds. Sitting around 7 to 8% body fat. Currently I'm working at a factory from 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m. Monday through Thursday, and I'm also a new personal training. I'm a brand new trainer, and I've been with clients for about 3 months now. That's usually from 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. So during the week, I'm only getting about 5 to 6 hours of sleep. I still make time to train myself from 2 to 3 p.m. Monday through Thursday. I'm currently running a split of chest and back, shoulders and arms, legs, and then a core and recovery day. My main focus right now is building muscle, getting up over 200 pounds, and breaking through some plateaus like bench. So my main question is, with this kind of schedule and workload, what can I do to keep making progress, gain size and strength, but also stay mentally balanced and avoid burnout for myself, relationships, and my clients?
Drop to 2 days a week, full body routine instead.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that much with everything you got going on.
Joe, let's back up for a second. You're 20, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Why are you working so much? What's the goal here? What are you doing?
So I literally just moved out with my girlfriend this past weekend. And then I also have a car payment, and I just got bills to pay.
So you need to work that much to cover all your bills?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Okay. All right. And so because typically I'd tell somebody back off, but you're 20. So you can kind of get away with going a little nuts.
Yeah.
I hope you're trying to save your money, because you can't live like this forever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
Definitely.
Good. You plan on marrying this girl?
Yeah, definitely.
Good for
We've
you.
been together for about 4 years now.
Good for
wow.
you. All right. So here's the deal, bro. You got to work out way less, because you're getting so little sleep.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work, dude. I mean, I like Adam's suggestion. The other way would be MAPS 15 and eat more food. Do you ever have a time to sleep in or take naps?
Well, weekends, yeah. Sometimes I have like my 2-hour breaks in between clients and work, and
Good.
I'll take naps.
Recording in progress.
Take naps when you can, and sleep in on the weekend when you can. MAPS 15 is your program, and you'll get stronger. You'll get stronger following that, and bump your calories. Are you hitting your protein?
Yeah, I'm around like 180 right now.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, MAPS 15 is going to be your workout. You go any harder than that, any more than that, and you're just going to stay where you're at. You're not going to get any.
Okay.
It really would depend for me on what's easier for you. Is it easier for you to get in the gym 6 days a week for just 15, 20 minutes, or is it easier just to do 1 or 2 days?
Full body. That's true.
So
yeah, I mean, I could do like 15, 20 minutes here and there, like before and after clients, and
because
start doing that.
yeah.
So why don't we send you MAPS 15 and just do it like that?
Just so you know, that what's cool about the way we designed that, though, is you could pair days together. So if there's certain days when you got longer periods of time, you could take, but that amount of volume is what's more appropriate for where you're at right now. More lifting, a harder program, more days, or body part splits is not going to build you more muscle right now. Reducing the volume with everything else you got going and eating more calories is what will do it. So,
Joe, are you trying to switch over to full-time personal training? Is that the direction you want to go?
Yeah, that's the goal.
I see. Good for you, dude. Good for you. Are you at a big box gym?
Yeah, I'm at Anytime Fitness.
Okay. All right. How long you been there?
It's about 3 months now.
Oh, good man. All right.
Yeah.
So if you save up enough money to give yourself some runway. So you mind if I give you some business advice, life advice?
Yeah, for sure. Right. Yeah, go ahead.
Save up some money from the factory work, because I'm assuming that's your main paycheck right now. So you give yourself some runway. Give yourself maybe 3 months of runway. When you're there, go all in with personal training. Go all in with personal training. And a company like Anytime, you should be able to build up a book pretty quickly, especially if you apply yourself, you work on sales skills, you work on all that stuff. And then you can move up the ladder. I know they fitness managers, you could do well, general manager, you could do well, or you could do another big
Anytime?
boss. I believe so.
Anytime is the small check-in.
Do you have a fitness manager there?
No.
I have my manager there.
Yeah. Well, and my point is there may be opportunities to move up or go in another big box.
Yeah, where are you at? Where you live? Tell me where you live. Where you at?
Rockford.
Rockford, California?
Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is that the biggest gym out there?
No, there's like Crunches and Planets and that kind of stuff.
See, Crunch Fitness would be a faster path of like, I mean, that's what I would do. I would do what Sal said, save your money, and then because you've already got some experience at Anytime, apply at a place like Crunch where you're going to get a bigger schedule and probably more consistent pay as a trainer, and then you could really scale up.
Give yourself 3 months.
Shit, we know people at Crunch, so yeah, that's the place to go.
Are you in our course?
That's Masteroff's place. You know that, right?
No, I'm not. No.
Yeah, dude, you got to check out our course, dude.
Are you watching? Are you watching the YouTube video with the for trainers?
Yeah, I'm in when I'm like not listening to your guys' main, I'm listening to Kyle's.
Okay, good.
Okay, good, bro.
Okay, good.
You're good, dude. You're good. Yeah, if you really apply yourself, I mean, you just build your career in fitness, but it'll be hard to do while working at the factory at the same time. So that's why I'm saying give yourself some runway, cut it off, and then go all in for 3 months, and that'll give you enough time to
somebody with your work ethic, though. When you make that switch, you'll be fine. That's right. Because you just apply that work ethic to inside the gym, even when you're not getting paid, to try and find clients and meet people.
Yep.
And you'll be all right.
And in the meantime, we'll send you Mass 15, so you got that kind of a workout plan.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, guys.
And then stay in touch. Also, I don't know if you're in we have a personal trainer forum on Facebook, so if you're not in there, get inside that too. Yeah, that way.
I'll join that too.
Okay, cool.
All right, dude.
All right, Joe. We'll be in touch, man.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Stay after it, man.
Thanks.
Young kid getting after it.
Yeah.
I had to ask him why he was working so much, because I figured it was something like that, right? But this is the age when you stretch yourself.
Grind at this age.
Yeah, you stretch yourself.
You can handle it.
Yeah, and he can get away with it more than I would be able to. Right? If I did that now, I'd die. Yeah. But in my 20s,
I mean, his workouts are just for maintenance.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, to me, that's the biggest point to be made right here is that, and this is the mistake that I made at that age. I absolutely worked like that, but I still thought I needed to be lifting.
Yeah,
exactly.
Still trying to get jacked.
Yeah,
amidst all that.
I'm still killing the gym.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like still
not wondering why you can't.
Yeah, wondering why I'm at a hard plateau forever. I wish someone spit game at me and been like, "Hey, dude, scale all the way back to 1 day or 2 days and watch what happens." And be like, "What? No way, that's gonna work."
I know.
So that's what he needs to do.
Our next caller is Kevin from Pennsylvania.
What's up, Kevin?
How you doing, Kevin?
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
We're doing good, man. How can we help you?
Thanks. Super cool to be here. I'm just going to go ahead and read my question off. So some background personal information from me. I was a personal trainer for just shy of 10 years, starting around 18 and making a career pivot at 27 at the height of COVID. Over those 10 years, I lived in the gym, had no problem getting in 4 to 5 days of strength training and mobility work. I was able to maintain a healthy relationship with my now wife, while also taking care of myself and my personal responsibilities with relative ease. During this time period, I would typically stay around 210, 220 pounds, which was a weight I felt very good at. For reference, I'm 5'10". Would say I had a very good amount of muscle built from all the years I had spent lifting weights since starting around age 13. When COVID hit, my gym closed and I lost my part-time job as a bartender and needed to make a pivot. After a few odd jobs, I finally transitioned into medical sales and I absolutely love it. It's been a huge boost in my financial and personal relationship health as I don't work 60 plus hours a week anymore and I make a healthy salary. The downside is I no longer live in the gym and maintaining the level of fitness I once did in the way that I did it is really no longer possible. My wife and I have been blessed with twins who just turned 1 in August, and that, of course, just adds to the challenge. Since their birth, I've gained about 20 pounds and sit around 240 pounds, and I can't seem to shake it. I finally feel like I've started to gain some semblance of consistency back in the gym again. Now that the twins sleep until about 8 a.m., and I can get up before everyone else and get a workout in. However, I'm now 33, and I just can't seem to get past the mentality of 23-year-old Kevin, who doesn't want to make an excuse for getting in the gym less than 4 times per week and should be eating very clean most of the time. My new reality is that I simply don't have the time to track macros, get in the gym 4 times a week, get enough sleep, or just generally put myself before my family as I once did. All that being said, my question is simple. What should someone like me who used to do it all be prioritizing to be the healthiest version of myself, while hopefully shedding some of the body weight I put on since becoming a father? And some additional info to give you guys some more context. Like I said, I'm in medical sales, so I sit in the car for 6 to 8 hours a day. I don't get a lot of, non-exercise movement. All my appointments revolve around breakfast, lunch, and coffee. I generally make really smart decisions, but it's still eating out for 2 or more meals a day, and that makes tracking next to impossible. I've been running MAPS Aesthetic for the last 6 weeks with great results, but the early wake ups and the long workouts are really getting to me later in the day. I'm usually toast by like 2 or 3 p.m. And this, ultimately cuts into time with my wife at night as I'm generally exhausted by 9 or 9:30. And that needs to change. So, we plan on having more kids soon. So I don't anticipate getting any of that time back. Just trying to optimize for the long term. Sincerely, thank you guys for all you do. It truly makes a difference in so many people's lives.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, you're still doing it all.
All right.
You're still doing it all, brother. You just have kids and a wife, and you're supporting everybody. So you're still doing it all. I think the challenge is, the lie that you believe, which is it has to be a particular way. And you actually get better results being consistent, doing it applying things a more appropriate way. So we'll start with diet. And I'm glad you added that last part. So a lot of your sales happen around a meal.
Yes,
so it's not
pretty much all of them.
Right. So it's not like you can meal prep and then you're going to bring out your Tupperware while the guy or girl eats across from you.
Recording in progress.
Kind of hurting, and it probably will kill your sales. So I get that. Yeah. So
the doctors sometimes they like to eat with you, right? It's kind of like it's like a family thing. They like to have that relationship. So I don't ever like to. I tried the meal prepping thing for a little bit. Like you said, it's just kind of not sustainable. It comes off as a little, not so humble when you're,
No, I totally get it. I totally get it. So what I would do when you eat out, choose a protein and eat low carb. It's one of the easiest non-trackable ways to manage your calories. So whenever you're eating out,
big piece of meat.
Yeah, meat and vegetables, no carbs. Or burger with no bun. And some pickles or something or whatever. So it's always protein and vegetables and eat low carb. It's just a very easy way to track calories, or should I say maintain calories appropriate, and to eat protein.
Also, since we're on the diet, because I did have some thoughts around this, it reminds me of the transition I went through myself personally from being the bodybuilder guy to the guy who sits on a podcast and doesn't do any of that stuff anymore. And it took me a couple of years. I don't know how long you've been listening, but I shared this on this podcast when I went through this transition of I'm no longer that guy. And so the way every meal I looked at, I had to look at differently, because what I had to fuel to be this 235-pound jacked dude that was training clients and lifting hour and a half every day, I had to eat double. And so I really had to retrain myself. There's these, and I don't know if you have consistent places you eat or consistent meals, that I had trained my brain of that's what I order from there. That's what, even though it's kind of a healthy thing or semi-healthy, the portion sizes were just what I used to eat. And I hadn't transitioned to what if I ate just half of that? And it's I was fine. I was satisfied with it, but I had literally trained myself to eat the same way. And so I don't know if you experienced that at all. But I had to just my Chipotle meal is different. My Five Guys meal is different. All these meals that I ate 10 years ago, I could still eat them. I just had to portion control in a different way than what I used to. And it took me a minute to get used to that.
Yeah, but generally speaking, low carb is the way to go when you eat out without tracking. You aim for the protein, eat low carbs or no carbs. If they have a vegetable side or whatever, go with that. And you're typically okay.
Okay.
And then when it comes to the workout, a couple options. First off, you don't need 4 days a week, 5 days a week in the gym. You know, 2 full body workouts a day will give you a significant amount of results. Or you could try like a MAPS 15 protocol where you do 2 lifts a day.
Yeah.
So which one works better? Like, because the 2 lifts a day tends to feel more consistent. It's short. It's like 20 minutes. I'm done. But that might be, I don't know if that's more or less convenient for somebody like you, or would you prefer like 2 workouts a week?
You know, I think I would prefer the consistency of it because, I'm pretty blessed that my gym is a mile from my house. So it takes me about 15 minutes to roll out of bed, get pre-workout, and I'm in the gym in under 15 minutes.
Oh, you're good.
So doing it every day is not necessarily a problem. I guess my skepticism and probably the mindset shift that I need to make is that I just done so much volume for so long. And I've got, like I said, I've been running aesthetic for 6 weeks and I've gotten great results. I know I've built muscle. I know I've burnt a little body fat, but like, it's just unsustainable in my lifestyle. So I guess I would kind of need to be sold on the idea of like, like how does the volume go with that?
Here's what will be so much better for you.
Spread it out.
Do the MAPS 15, and then with that extra time that you would normally be lifting more weights, get on the treadmill because you don't move a lot throughout the day.
Yeah, just walk.
You're not that use that time to get your steps in and your activity in.
And that's how you cut the time. Like, I don't have a lot of time, so I do less or none.
Yeah.
But it's 2 lifts a day. Yeah. By the way, I'm not going to sell it to you, Kevin. It'll sell itself.
Yeah.
Do it for 3 weeks. Just try 3 weeks. You'll get stronger the whole time.
Yeah,
for sure.
It'll sell you.
Got it. Yeah. And when you have days, like let's say, because it sounds like you get there in the morning and if you have a whole hour, then get on the treadmill and walk right afterwards. Throw it on an incline, nice little power walk.
Yeah, listen
after your lift. Days that you don't have that time, just do your 2 lifts and get out. So that's what your gym routine should look like. And then follow Sal's advice with food. I give it 3 weeks. It'll blow your mind if you just stick to that and trust the process.
Okay. Understood. It does make sense too, because, and like you said, the non-exercise stuff, the movement, I've really been thinking that's kind of where I've been lacking. And like, we take the dogs for a walk here and there, but it's not every day. And I just I sit so much now. And I think that was the thing that really, I think I need to kind of just work on that. And that makes a lot of sense where, okay, I'm still getting in my movements. I'm still getting in a workout every day, but I can hop on the treadmill and get in a couple thousand steps to really kind of get that low effort.
Have you ever wore an Oura ring or a Fitbit or used any of those tools before?
I have not. Have been really looking into it.
Get one.
Just to really
get an Oura ring.
My sleep. Get an Oura ring.
Get an Oura ring. Simple. They're easy. I use that and I love it for sleep and steps. Those are the 2 things I use it for. It does all kinds of other cool shit, but I don't care about all the other stuff. All I care about is keeping an eye on my regular daily activity because guys like us, okay, you and us, who sit a lot throughout work, days sneak up on us, and I'm like, holy shit, I only did 3,000 steps today. Yeah. Then I have other days where I'm active, I'm doing things, I'm moving around, I get 10,000. But that fluctuation is a huge difference, and just being mindful and aware of those days you're so low, like, oh, that's a day I got to definitely get some walks in. Really helps. And then also being mindful of your sleep. I think those 2 things, I really use the ring for that. And if you don't have one, I think it's a worthwhile investment for where you're at in your journey right now.
Okay, understood. Yeah, the sleep has always been, I've never been the greatest sleeper, which is probably the reason why the early morning workouts kind of get to me because if I'm running on 5 or 6, I'm just useless throughout the rest of the day. Like I need an 8+ to really kind of be at my best. So that would probably be great to just track that and see where I'm really at and see if I can improve on that too. Take care of those little things. Okay.
Dude, that's a great plan right here.
But again, try it for 3 weeks. You're going to get stronger the whole time. And then you'll be sold. You'll see for yourself. Here's the realization you're going to have, Kevin, is you've done too much. And you're like, man, I didn't need to do as much as I thought.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, you guys probably know this too. It's such a hard mindset to get out of when when you were doing it, it's always what worked and you want to stay with what works. But I just know I'm at the point now where I'm like, I got kids. I'm going to have more kids. Life's not slowing down anytime soon. I got to figure out how to do this better and more optimally.
Different season of your life.
And here's the other thing too. You did so much training in your past. There's so much muscle memory there.
That's going to really serve you.
You don't need to do as much as you did to even get what you had in the past. You need to do less. You did all the work. It's like investment. Like you've got more money in the account now, and so you don't need so much to create as much through the interest. So muscle memory is very powerful.
Yeah. And it's funny, that exact thing makes me think I need to be doing more. But in reality, I'm sure you're right that, the investment is there. I did a lot of work in my early teens and 20s.
Yeah, try it for 3 weeks. You'll see.
Yep.
Okay. I love that. I'm going to do that.
All right, Kevin.
Man. We'll see you.
You guys are the best. Appreciate it.
Take it easy, man.
Got it. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. You know, that's a good one for people who worked out a lot in their youth. Like, you build up that muscle memory, you just don't need a lot later.
I mean, you hear me screaming that on the podcast right now.
It's crazy.
I think that's the coolest thing. I wish. I mean,
You don't realize until you do it.
It is such a selling point. It's like, get it in right now. When you're in your 20s, lift. You build all
Get
that
all
muscle.
the volume you want. Yeah,
because your life will change. Your priorities will switch. You know, you'll have a family, you'll have kids, you'll have a wife, you'll be a provider, you'll do all these things. And the guy who lifted an hour and a half in the gym 6-7 days a week
suddenly 2-3 workouts a week or do it for you.
Yeah.
Our next caller is Jasmine from California.
Hi, Jasmine.
How you doing, Jasmine?
Hello.
Good morning.
How can we help you?
Thank you for having me. First of all, this is like a pinch me moment, so I really appreciate it. I have been listening to you guys since August, and it was off the episode with Autumn Smith, I think, that you guys had. My best friend sent it to me because she asked me about why I'm not eating red meat and stuff. So I just started listening since then, and you guys sound pretty legit. And I just follow everything that you guys say. I don't even listen to any of the podcasters or any other ones that I used to. So whatever you guys say, I'm like, okay, cool. I gotta listen to that.
How can we help you? Thank you.
Okay, I can start off just by reading my email. Okay, so I'm 31. I was born with hypothyroid. I've been overweight my whole life. I just recently lost a lot of weight and neared my goal of 180 pounds. Although it sounds like a lot, I've been up to 270 pounds and my heaviest, and it's been that I think 180 is a realistic goal for me. I started taking a GLP-1 just recently in the beginning of 2024, and I feel like it's helped me a lot. And it started with the semaglutide, and tirzepatide is what I'm on right now. So I went from 225 to 185 within a year, and I felt great. I've been going to the gym since I was in 11th grade, so I know a little bit about lifting and cardio, and I did think that cardio was the answer, but now that you guys say that it's lifting, I'm like, cool. I like lifting. It's the best. Let me see. So I had gotten off of the GLP-1 for a month or two, and my goal was to stay off of it and keep my weight off, and I feel that I gained a lot of my weight back because right now I'm at 205, and it's very disheartening because I'm doing a lot of the same things that I was doing while I was on it. So my question is, how can I get unstuck and keep the weight off? Because I'm still lifting a lot of weight. I feel like I'm lifting more weight now, and I don't want to base my progress off of a scale, which I should know, but still it's very it's just there. I see myself feeling good one day, and I'm like, okay, do I want to risk ruining my day or not? And then I ruin my day. But I also want to mention that I work 40 hours a week, and 2 of those days are 16-hour days. So my sleep is terrible. And I know you guys have mentioned that sleep is a big aspect in this. So I don't know what to do. I want to be able to get the wheel rolling again, but if I can get it rolling with all of them rolling at once instead of one and then mess up one thing, and then I don't know how to approach it at this point, because I feel like if I'm doing the same thing, then I don't know what I'm going to do wrong.
Yeah. Thank you so much for calling in and sharing all this. You're lovely, by the way. Can I ask you a direct question?
Yeah.
How do you feel you've done, or how do you feel about yourself through this process? Be honest.
Honestly, I feel like I've done a great job because this is where I started.
Yeah. All right.
So I got down to, I'm not trying to get, I'm okay with being thick. My genes are just, that's how it is. And I'm okay with that. And I feel good with being at a certain weight that I'm, having the goal to attain. But if I keep going up and down, then I just beat myself up every day. I feel like every day I wake up and go to sleep thinking about, how do I look?
Yeah.
How do I feel?
Well, I agree with you. I think you're doing a great job.
You've killed it so far.
Yeah. Now,
thank you.
So, but here's how did it feel during those 2 months you were off the GLP-1 and you saw the scale go up? How are you feeling?
It felt terrible.
How are you feeling about yourself when that's happening?
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
It's hard. This is hard. So when you're going off the GLP-1, the signal that the GLP-1 is sending your body is not there anymore. And so it's very insidious. There's this insidious change in behaviors that creep up on you. And then we can beat ourselves up over it. But I want you to give yourself grace, because this process is going to be full of stumbles. Like this whole process, the journey of health and fitness is a journey of you're doing well, and then you stumble, and then you got to get back up, and then you stumble, and then you get back up. And if you don't give yourself grace, what'll creep in is shame. And the shame is going to move you in the wrong direction. And you'll start to view fitness as a way to punish yourself, or diet as restrictive. And then at some point, you're going to be like, I don't like to feel this way about myself. I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to enjoy my life. And then you go in the opposite direction. And then shame gets even worse. And you just do this back. It's like a bumper play. It's like the bumpers on the, when you're bowling, you bing, 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 but you're never kind of staying in the middle. So you got to give yourself grace the whole time. And so what'll help through this process is when you're feeling bad about yourself, write down 3 things that are true, that are good. Like, man, I came from here. This time I only gained this much weight, and now I'm catching myself. And I'm lifting weights consistent. Those are all true things.
I got stronger too.
Yeah, I got stronger.
I want to shed some light on a little bit of this weight gain too, because this also is part of the mind fuck. Is when you came out the GLP-1, what ends up happening is the calories will naturally come up a little bit, right? For sure. And you got stronger. Some of that weight is muscle. So it's not like you went from, doing all this, had GLP-1, then you get off GLP-1, and then all of a sudden you just put all body fat on. If you were still lifting and you feel stronger in the gym right now, you put some muscle on too, which is a good positive thing. Even if we did put on some extra body fat and you went a little further than you would have liked, there is a silver lining in that. I mean, that metabolically, that's good for you. Building strength, that's good for you. Putting muscle on, that's good for you. And let's say when you come back down to that weight that you were at before, you'll look better. You'll look better because you have built muscle on that frame now. So it's not all bad. So to Sal's point of this is not a perfect linear journey of just all results, all positive. I mean, all of us, even as all the knowledge and experience we have, our journey looks like that too. So it's important that you recognize that there's some good that happened in that weight gain too.
Yeah. So are you using the kind of tirzepatide that you're able to measure it yourself in the syringe, or is it preloaded doses?
They're loaded doses.
Okay.
My goal is to stay off of it because it's pretty expensive. So I'm like, okay, I feel like this is when I was losing weight. And I've also listened to recently your guys' metabolic podcast where you guys said that if you eat 1,300 calories and your body's used to it, you're stuck with that your whole life. And I don't want to be like that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because my caloric intake right now is 1,890.
Yeah, you're on point. So okay. And you're paying out of pocket for it, right? This isn't partially covered by insurance? Okay. If you're paying already out of pocket, you could go through our providers at mphormones.com and go with the compounded tirzepatide, because then what you could do is you could
lower your dose.
Yeah, you could slowly lower the dose.
Less expensive.
Yeah, so rather than going like preloaded and I can't cut the dose, it's like either on or off. What you could do is go on a protocol where it's like, I'm taking this much, now I'm taking a little less, I'm taking a little less. So it's more of a scale down process versus just coming completely off. But of course, you want to work with a doctor.
Yeah, they're going to determine all that.
So you go there, you talk to them. I'm already on tirzepatide. I'd like to switch to yours, and here's my dose, and I would like to slowly wean myself down, and then they'll work with you on that protocol. As far as your workouts, go ahead.
Is it possible that I would have seen better results off the semaglutide than the tirzepatide?
No, that's not what's going on here.
Yeah.
What you would have had better success with is had you not cut cold turkey, and if you had the option to cut the dose in half.
Yeah.
Because then you wouldn't the calories wouldn't have bumped up as fast.
In a perfect world, Jasmine, what it looks like, a perfect world, and again, this has to be done with the doctor. I want to be clear. In a perfect world, you work with a fitness coach, and you slowly scale down the GLP-1, and the coach helps you train and work through the behaviors that are going to help through that process. So here's what happens. You go on a GLP-1, cuts your appetite, and when you come off, the appetite comes back up. But what you want to do is you want to create new behaviors around that discomfort that comes from wanting to eat or being hungry. So, and that's kind of a process. It's not like just automatic. So it's like, wait, well, I used to reach for this.
You need a lot of
when I was bored. All right, what am I going to do now when I'm bored? So you got to replace it with something else. And I'm giving you like the real short version of it. So it's a bit of a process. So that's in a perfect world. But nonetheless, I think it's just from the experience that we've heard from people who've done this, it's typically easier and better to kind of slowly scale down. Follow your strength training. Are you following a MAPS program?
I'm not.
Okay. How many days a week are you in the gym?
So I'm in the gym. I try to go for 4 because I have 4 days off. So I make myself go. I go for sure 3 days and I lift. And I listened to another one that said that walking is the answer for fat loss, right?
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Sometimes on my lazy days, I'll do like 30 minutes on the Stairmaster. And
that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna send you a program so you can follow MAPS Anabolic.
Okay.
Do the 3-day-a-week version on it. Okay.
Okay.
So that's your workout. So we got that under control. Diet wise, hit a target protein. I'm going to give you. How tall are you?
5'3".
5'3". Okay. So I'll say 100. About 100. Let's go 130 to 150 grams of protein a day. So let's go 150. Eat that first.
Okay. Yes.
No matter what, I'm going to eat that first. Okay.
Every meal.
Try to stay away from.
So first protein, then potatoes,
then
or
whatever.
Yes.
I don't care what else.
Yep.
But 150 grams of protein, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that's 50 grams in a meal. It's a big serving.
Yeah.
So eat that. Even if you're like, oh man, I don't want to eat any more of this meat. I'd rather have some of this whatever. No, I got to eat this first. That's the only rule. Eat that first.
Is it fine if it's not like meat? Like, because I'll try and do a protein smoothie in the morning, which consists of like the Greek yogurt that has 30 grams.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But if you have a challenge with appetite, food is better at producing satiety than smoothies.
Okay.
So if you're like, man,
and then
go ahead.
Sorry, one more thing. So there's often days where I struggle to hit the goal for anything because I feel like I get really bloated. So
that's just what you're eating. That's what you're eating.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned SIBO and SIFO, and I'm like, what if I have that?
I mean, you might. So GLP-1s slow down gastric emptying, so it could probably make more of that happen. But I think I would avoid things. Gluten, I would start there. Avoid gluten, breads, pastas, processed foods, and that oftentimes makes a difference. Step number 2, add some well-cooked greens, like really, really well-cooked spinach, broccoli. You know, I mean, like make it mushy because that's what makes it easy to digest. Yeah. Berries for fiber. That typically handles it. Then the next thing I'd cut out is dairy. Then the next thing would be like eggs if you want to go down the list.
White rice, sweet potato, quinoa, fruit. Those are your main sources of carbohydrates. Stick to those.
Okay.
That will more than likely be easy for you to digest and you won't feel bloated from that. Eat the protein first, like Sal is saying. So whatever the meat is, yes, a shake is fine. Always shoot for whole foods, but you're always better off getting the protein intake. And if that means you got to do it through a shake, that's better than not doing it.
Yep.
Those are your rules.
Don't use protein powder.
That's okay.
That's fine.
So
that's fine.
Yeah. So the protein would come off of the yogurt. And
that's
stuff.
fine.
That's better.
It's just when something's blended and you drink it, it produces less satiety than when you chew and eat something.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's fine.
Yeah. Yep.
So is 1890 like a good goal weight or calorie intake?
I honestly don't care about your calories right now. I'd rather you hit 150 grams of protein, come hell or high water every day, day in and day out. Eat it first.
Okay.
Lift that program that we're going to send over to you. And the only other, any bit of activity is walking. And do that and anytime you want.
And then see if you can switch to being able to scale down the tirzepatide if your goal is to come off. I think it's a much, and we don't have a lot of data yet around this, but just from the doctors that we know that work with patients, they're like, oh yeah, when people come off, this strategy works a lot better. And then what it looks like sometimes is they scale down and, oh, I got to bump up again a little bit. And then they scale down. Oh, I got to bump. And it's this nice process rather than like, boom, I'm off. And then suddenly, you know, it's like, uh-oh, all the appetite's back.
Yeah, then you swing the other way.
Okay. Do you guys believe that the in-body is not accurate, but like something to go off of?
It's a decent gauge. So let's say you decide that you have access to that on a regular basis. I might have you do that one Friday every month, and at the same time of the day. So like first thing in the morning, before you eat, before you drink, before you do anything, on Friday,
Yep.
and you do that once a month.
Yep.
And that just something we can check in to see, are we building muscle? Are we losing body fat, to kind of help with a gauge? But even that, I wouldn't overthink. I care more about all the rules that Sal gave you.
Yeah.
If you consistently hit that protein intake, you eat the protein first, then you follow it with the carbohydrates that we talked about. Don't even worry about calories. Literally follow what we're saying there.
Some sleep.
Hit the program that we're talking about. If you do any other activity, it's walking. We're going to be fine. We're going to be good.
Lastly, Jasmine, I'm going to give you the secret to all of this. You ready? Okay. I'm going to ask you a question first.
Okay.
How are you feeling right now, physically, energy? Now that you've lost you've lost that weight, you're exercising, you're trying to watch how do you feel?
I feel good. I feel really good. I hated that when I was at that weight. I used to do loss prevention, and I would walk around the store one time and my back would hurt.
Yes.
So I hated that. Now I feel good. I could run if I wanted to. I'm glad that you guys said walking is the answer. So we'll keep it at that. But I feel great. It's just I do feel a little bit of like, the clothes is fitting a little bit tight. But
Jasmine, if you focus on how you feel, energy, the joy, the enjoyment of the workout, the strength, like, oh man, I feel good. I got energy. I got my libido's good. I feel like I don't have pain. If you keep focusing on that direction, then everything else will start to weave itself and organize itself underneath that. If the focus is my clothes and the scale, then it's going to go haywire. So if you just keep thinking of like, okay, oh man, I'm not feeling so good. All right, what's going on? Like, okay, here's what's happening. You just keep focusing on feeling that energy, feeling good, enjoying the workouts. Like that will direct you far better than anything else.
Get strong, lift heavy weights. Think about that. That's why while you're lifting, it's about, is this 5 more pounds than what I did the previous month? Like that's what you're thinking about.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
We'll do.
You got it. Thanks for calling in.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me.
You got it.
You guys have a good.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Total sweetheart. I mean, the thing with the preloaded, and I think the pharma industry is going to change this. It's like,
I hope so.
Yeah. It's, I mean, maybe they won't, huh? Maybe
it's not in their interest. Because if we don't get a hold of her, she thinks she has to go back to that. So it's in their best interest not to.
And they just stay on it. Forever. Yeah. But I mean, she's doing great, dude.
No, she's doing
She's doing really great considering her history and all that stuff. I mean, she's doing really, really good.
And I wouldn't be surprised. She said she got stronger when she came off the GLP-1.
Of course.
I would not be surprised if,
I bet she was eating way too little.
Yeah. I bet she was low calories. She had some muscle.
Yeah,
so
fueled it with calories.
So even the weight that she put back on, I bet a lot of it wasn't as bad as she.
And I just want to encourage
somebody in her ear.
And I just want to encourage people. This isn't possible for everybody, but if you're going to go on a GLP-1, hire a coach at the same time.
Yep.
The odds of long-term success skyrocket.
A program at least
if you do both of those.
And also hiring that coach, ask them, do you work with people that have been on GLP-1s?
Of course.
So.
All right, I know you liked that episode. If you did, check this one out. Walking, it's one of the best things you can do for your health, bar none, but there's a better way to approach it. Yes, you can just walk, but if you follow the right protocol, it's far more effective. Let's talk about walking.
I can't wait to hear your walking protocol.
Well, there is. There is a protocol. So, and I'll start with the first thing, right? Because just first off, let me start with this. One of the reasons why walking is such a great form of just activity is because it's low risk of injury. Now, some